Money is a common cause of conflict in relationships, and sadly, the reason that many couples decide to split up. But it doesn't have to ruin your love life. Before our very own Sean Bray says, I do to his girl, Kelly. What's Kelly's last name?
Anushka.
Man, she gets a way easier last name. So we have a cash quiz. It's going to keep you financially compatible as long as you both shall live, okay?
Okay.
So I have some questions. Dan has the answers. I'm going to see how good and financially literate you are, okay?
Let's go.
Okay, so you have existing credit card debt. Who is responsible for your existing credit card debt?
If I had existing credit card debt, I would say myself, me.
Okay, if Kelly had it?
Oh, she does. She has student loans. She does.
Oh.
She's in charge of that.
So it's separate?
Well, good question.
All
Here's
right,
the deal.
Dan.
Really good question.
According to a study, if you bring credit card debt into a relationship, and a lot of people do, the average credit card balance is 16 grand for
Okay.
people who hold a balance.
Yes.
That's a lot of money. Studies show that if you work on that together, credit card debt, you have a better chance of tackling that debt, and it makes the relationship stronger.
Okay, so you think they combine the debt and tackle it together?
They really do need to tackle it together.
It's her piece of paper. It's hanging on
Okay, well,
the wall.
that's,
All right? That's not mine.
But that's my next question.
Go
So the strategy on student loans. So Sean thinks that she should tackle her own.
Well,
And I don't think that's... I don't wanna come
Student
off
loans are a
over.
little different.
Yeah,
Here's why. A lot of folks refinance their student loans, and when
Okay.
you do that, you can put it into a joint name. However, that may not be the best strategy, especially if you're getting a mortgage or maybe applying for a car loan or something like that, because it could ding both of your credit scores, right?
Right.
So you may want to keep those student loans separate. Also, because if one of the partners needs forgiveness later on student loans,
Okay.
if you've refinanced them into a joint loan,
Yes.
you can't do it. So
Okay,
you may
so-
want to keep those separate.
So credit card debt is a different debt that you say maybe combine.
Work on that together.
But the student loan debt, Kelly's got to pay that off.
I would keep that in a separate name.
And I want to just say this. I offered to pay off her student loan. It wasn't expensive. It was only a couple whatever.
Wow.
And I said, I'll pay it off. I did.
But she's an independent woman who says, I got this.
She did.
Amen.
Way to go, girl.
Yep.
Okay, so if they decide, let's take this to our smartphones
Yep.
and get a budgeting app.
That's the good news.
Do you have a good budgeting app?
Dan introduced me to one last week.
What was it? Do you remember?
Didn't download it.
Oh, teach him again, Dan.
Naughty, naughty. It's called Mint. There's
Yes.
a bunch of them out there.
Yes.
And Sean, you and Kelly can use whichever one you like, but one that we like is called Mint. It's easy to use, it's free to download, and it will keep you guys in sync, whether you spend money, she spends money, and it kind of keeps your goals, savings goals and things like that, right in the palm of your hand.
I love it. You told me about it
Yeah, it's
probably
easy
a
to
year
use.
ago, and
Yep.
it's the best
My kids
thing
use it.
ever.
It's easy to use.
It's super easy. He's
Installed
downloading it
right now. It's going
Okay,
on.
Sean, here's a question, because a lot of people ask this when couples are starting to tie the knot.
Oh, boy.
You have to tie up some loose ends. Are
Yeah.
you going to joint or separate accounts?
What we're going to do is we're going to have the bills, the mortgages all come from one account, but we're still going to have our own accounts as well.
Got it.
Okay.
Dan, is that good or bad?
So, you're sharing sheets, you got to share a balance sheet as well. Here's the deal. Studies have shown that using a joint account, in fact, helps the relationship. 42% of people are like Sean. They have a joint account, but they also maintain separate accounts.
Yeah.
That's perfectly fine. But you want to have that joint account for those expenses that you share jointly for sure.
Gotcha.
And it keeps both people in sync.
And you want to have that side account for those, receipts that you don't want going to
Well,
her.
Like what?
Well, steakhouses that, do some other things as well. I'm just saying, all right? I kid. All right.
He's so silly. Okay, and then the problem becomes who's in charge of the money, because
Yeah.
you're independent. So what did you guys decide when it comes to who's going to be the chief financial officer of the Brace household?
That's easy. It's her all day. I mean, she's money.
Good
handing
choice.
it over.
Good choice. Here's the deal. Obviously, it's a joint effort, but at the end of the day, there really is one partner who's going to pay the bills and, pretty much keep everything on track, at least on a daily basis, right? That's just sort of the way it works. In our house, it's the first lady. I don't touch the checkbook. She does everything. I do money all day long. The last thing I want to do at night
Is money.
is more money. So it is important, but it is also important, Sean, that you guys stay on track, know what the other one's doing,
Yeah.
but it's usually one partner becomes the chief financial officer for the family on a daily basis.
How do you, Sean easily said Kelly, but some people might not say it that easily, and it might become sort of a situation.
Oftentimes a lightning rod.
Right.
And my recommendation working with clients over the years is you want to share that responsibility. So, for example, the first few years of our marriage, I did it.
Okay.
And then a few years ago, I said to the first lady, I'm done. I've had enough of it. And by the way, if something happens to me, God forbid,
Yeah.
you can step in, no problem. So I like the idea of going back and forth.
Okay.
rather than 30 years or so of just one person monopolizing the checkbook.
That's true. I had a friend whose father passed away, and he took care of everything, and then suddenly the mom was like, where do I start?
That
What
is
do
a
I
huge
do?
problem for women, especially because men tend to die before women, right?
Right.
So it is especially important for you women that are listening to make sure you know what's going on in that checkbook at all times.
It's true.
It really
Be a
is.
little nosy, right?
Be more than a little nosy. Be engaged, be involved, and make sure you know what's going on.
Well, he's got
right.
money over there. Is that like a wedding present? What is that?
This is not a wedding present. Although we have a couple of wedding pictures. I saw there was a picture that.
Yeah, we've been running a stock. It's like stock footage.
But Erica has one as well from about 28 or 29 years ago.
Is it you?
That's not
That
it.
is not. No, that's.
Was it your wedding picture?
Yeah, it is. If we have it, I'm not sure if we have it.
Oh, man. All
But I'll tell you what,
Right.
Sean and Kelly are a lot better looking than
stop
we were.
it.
Well, we're going to find your wedding picture. We're going to take a quick break, show you some lottery numbers, and we will be right back.